Hi Tiffany. Sorry, I was just getting set up there. Thank you for joining. Let's try and get the lighting a bit better. It's not any better, is it? Let's see what I can do here. See if I can make it a bit lighter. That's a bit better. There we go. Just have some tunes on in the background while we're doing this. Because I don't really know if I'll be talking that much once I've explained a few things. So this is, well, it's a mixture. I'm going to open a couple of toys and then I'm going to show you how I make my key rings, which I've got some example ones here. I've got key rings and earrings actually. So here's an earring, this is a pair, and I'm just kind of showing how I make them. Yeah. So if you can, double tap the screen for likes, share this with anyone who's interested, and we'll just go through. So I guess to start off with, I'll open a couple of things. These were given to me by Blue Lily, who sent them over, so that was very kind. And yeah, let's see what we have in these. I haven't opened a Super Things before, so we'll see what's in here. Oh, they remind me a lot of the Zomblings, because I open a lot of those. So they've got the pencil holder at the bottom. I guess he kind of looks like a ketchup bottle, but he's got mustard coming out, so that's interesting. Let's see if he has a name. Okay, I guess he's not on the checklist that he came with. It's a bit weird, but okay. Well, I guess we'll find out his name a different way. So there is a Super Thing. Put him there. He can be our little mascot for the day. I've got a couple more to open, but I will put those to the side for now. So I'm just going to show you how I make my earrings, my keychains, anything like that. And I have, say, a whole pile here, and I can show you if there's anything in particular that we can turn. So let's see, let's start with a pair of earrings. We'll turn the Care Bears into earrings. So here are our Care Bears. They're the same Care Bear because I like to make matching earrings. Although I know a lot of people like unmatching earrings. So there are these. Just a nice little view for you. So the first thing to do is decide how you want them to sit. So in this case, we're going to want to sit from the top of their heads, so that they would look more like this. You see how it's at the top of his head? So that's what we're going to want for those two. So first of all, I have this. It's a little hand drill. Very safe to use, not electric. It does require a bit of pressure when you're like drilling. So we're going to pick, you can see there's a little indent at the top of his head already. So we can actually just use that because it'll be the same on both. See, they've both got that little indent. So we'll go with that one. trying to get it so it focuses so you guys can see it better. See that little indent there? So all we're going to do is we're just going to put pressure on and hand drill into it. And you'll probably see a little bit of the plastic come up. You don't need to go too far. Thank you. You don't have to stay if you don't want to, but thank you anyone who joins. So this is just a little thing for me to share how I make key rings. And you can see as I'm taking out the drill there, you can see a bit of the plastic that's come out. So we'll just push that off. So now we have a drill in his head ready to be an earring. We're just going to do the same with the other one, just while we have the drill at the ready. So again, you can see the indent that's already in there. Just put that there. And we just drill it in. And again, you don't have to go very far in. And when you're ready, just untwist it. And again, you can see the plastic there, so you know you've gone in. These ones are quite good because they're kind of soft. They're not soft plastic. I mean, as you can see, it's pretty hard, but it's not a very solid structure, so you can still get in there and drill. So now that they both have drills, we can now go on to the next stage, which they're actually on top of them. So these are little fisheye hooks. So we're just going to get 2 of these out. You see they're very small. So what I also have with me is a pair of pliers. So let's just grab 2 here. We're taking those and just putting them to the side. Let's get our Care Bears back up. Here are our fish eyes, and here are my pliers. These are just $2.99 from Amazon. They're nothing special. You know, a lot of people say, oh, you have to have the tools of the trade, but you can just buy whatever. It all works the same. So first thing I do is just put the eye hook on the end of the plier. You want to grab whatever item you're using. In this case, it's our Care Bear. You need to find the drill hole, which you can just about see is there on this one. Just pop it in there. It should fit quite nicely. You'll see that the tips disappeared. And then we're just going to twist that in there. Hi, Toy Surprise. A little bit different from what I usually do, but I just thought I'd do a little workshop, if you would. And you'll see when it's actually in there properly, you can just be able to twist it. So the good thing about this is there's no electronic tools required, which is good for me because I hate loud noises. Now I've left it a little bit up, so I've not put it all the way in just yet, like we did with our monkey. So you'll see the difference there. And that's because we need to open the hook to put our earring in. So you need to find where the hook opens. So if I zoom in a little bit there, you can see it opens a tiny bit there. And you want to get your pliers and you're just going to bend that hook open. See how that's opened? So now we just need our earring hooks, which we've got here. So if I just pull one of these out, we'll need 2 actually, because we're making a pair of earrings, of course. And I always sanitize my hands between each set I make. I just don't want people to think, just because they can't see me do it, that I'm not doing it. I cleaned my hands before we started this. Do that. It doesn't matter at the moment which way you put this earring on. I'll show you when we actually come to it about, you know, making sure it's in the right position when we're finished. So now that that's in there, you need to close this eye hook. So again, just get your pliers, go on the outsides. I would try and keep the earring out of the way just so it doesn't come out and you have to start all over again. And then just squeeze until it's closed. And if you need to, you can go in a second time and squeeze it a bit tighter. So there is kind of the in progress of our first Care Bear earring. I'm just going to repeat what I've done with the other one so that you can see the process again. So we have our fish eye hook. We're just going to hook it on the end of our pliers. Just take that bit of plastic off. And now we're going to twist it into the hole at the top of our Care Bear's head, which we've already made. Oh. The good thing about the pliers is because these are so fiddly and so small, it gives you better grip. And then I just twist the Care Bear onto the eye hook, and you'll see that's on there now. So that's nice and secure. Again, just twist, but don't twist all the way on. Just give it a couple more twists there so it's more secure. And then we need to open our eyelet. Now you can open the eyelets before you start doing this, but I just find it more secure to do it at this stage. So we've opened our eyelet, and now we can do our second earring. Oh, so the hole I made in the top of the bear, I made using this. It's just a handheld drill. There's no electronics needed. It's just human pressure. So when I make another one, I'll show you that process again. So now we just hook the earring in there. And again, you just need to close the eyelet. Just a little bit of pressure using your pliers. So now that they're both nearly finished, we need to tighten the eyelet a little bit more so that it's flush with the top of the Care Bear head. So you'll see the monkey that it's flush with the top of his head and you can't see where to open the eyelet. This just makes it more secure for anyone who's wearing them. So what we're going to do now is we're just going to use the pliers to tighten this up. Oh, yeah, it can get really fiddly, so yeah, it's a good thing to learn. I made a lot of mistakes. I broke so many handheld drills the first time I did this because I didn't know what I was doing. So we're just going to twist that a little bit more. You'll see it starts getting a bit tougher. We can still sort of see it, and as you'll see there, the earring, the hook actually needs to be the other way around so that when you wear it in your ear, he's facing forward, because at the moment if you were to wear it, he'd be backwards. So we're going to give it another half turn. So we'll turn it one more like that, and that way you can see that it's not like this is going to open any time and the hook is going to come out, which means it's secure, but also the ear is in the right way so that when you wear this, he's going to be facing the front. So now that he's done, we're just going to repeat the process again for the other one. So we just need to tighten this. I would probably say to there, let's see how it is. So again, the hook, so we just need to give him one more half turn. There we go. And now you'll see again, it's secure enough that this, if it opens, which it shouldn't do, the earring isn't going to slip out. And there we go, we have our first pair of Care Bear earrings. And in total, from start to finish of me showing the drills, explaining everything, that's taken 17 minutes. So it's not necessarily taken a huge amount of time. And we did open a toy before this, so it's going to be even less. So there's how to make a pair of earrings in less than 15 minutes out of just some toys, some old toys that we had. So there we go. There is some earrings. I'll be putting these on my Etsy shop if anyone wants to buy them. Obviously they'll all be sanitized again before I put them up. So that's how you make the earrings, which we'll just put there for you to see. So in between the next one, because I need to like untense my shoulders, we'll open up something else. So this is another thing that Blue Lily sent me, which is very kind of her. So these are K-blings, which I've never seen before, and they protect your chargers, which I thought was a really nice thing to send. And I want to see Venom, obviously, because that's my favourite. But otherwise, I would say Rocket Raccoon. He'd be a nice one. I do have an Amazon wish list if anyone wants to get me anything, but you don't have to, obviously. And if you just want to double tap the screen, that sends me a like. And you can share with friends if you wanted to as well. So who have we got? Oh, we've got Spider-Man. Okay, I'm happy about that. That's close to Venom. We'll put that onto our charger later and secure it. So thank you very much, Blue Lily, for that. So there is our Spider-Man. We'll just put him in the background, but we won't turn him into anything today. Oh, and this is the little card it came with. Just to say you can collect them and put them with your cables. That's very nice. Okay, so next we're going to make a keychain. So again, guys, if you see anything in this bag that you want to particularly watch me make into a keychain or a pair of earrings, let me know and I can pick it from this bag. We have lots of nanobite stuff in there, some Toy Story figures, some dragons. So if there's anything in there you want to see made, just let me know. You see there we've got 2 blues, so we could turn that into another pair of earrings. But for now, I'm going to make another keychain, just so you guys can see that it's the same kind of process. I've just got slightly different equipment. So I've just got these keychain hooks here. So we're going to go with Buzz Lightyear, because I haven't made a keychain of him yet. So this one is from just one of the Toy Story 4 blind bags. He might actually be from one of the rivals. He's a duplicate, so I don't really need him. And for trading and things like that, he isn't particularly valuable. But as a keychain, he'd be quite a nice gift. So again, you're going to want to decide where you want the keychain kind of top to sit. So in this case, the obvious place is the top of his head. I'd probably say, judging from his centre, we're going to want to make it just past this this line here. So you can see kind of the printing line or the production line. So we're going to make it just past there. I usually try and keep them, within the production line, so it doesn't look as obvious. It looks more, purposeful. But really it doesn't matter too much, just as long as when he hangs straight. So you wouldn't, for example, want to go with the back for this one, unless you wanted him to look like he was flying. But for his pose, I would say standing's the best. So we'll just pick probably here on his head, looks pretty centre. So I would say it's always better to check a few times from different angles before you start. That's the whole measure twice, cut once. So when we're happy with that, you just need to take a bit of pressure. So I tend to hold it from here. And it has a hook at the end where you can press into your palm. You see we've moved slightly, but we've still got the mark there. Check again. And then you want to put pressure on your palm, twist the drill at the same time. And just try and make sure you keep the right angle when you're twisting in. And with this one, because they're hollow inside, they're not like the Care Bears, which are solid all the way through. As soon as I went through the the outer plastic, I could feel it just go straight through. So it's very easy to tell with these ones when you're ready for the eye hook. So we're just going to untwist that. Again, you'll see little bits of plastic on the end of your hook. Just wipe them off. This hook isn't hot, it isn't sharp. You shouldn't cut yourself with it. It's quite, you'll see there, I'm pressing it into my finger. It's not sharp. It's just a lot of pressure for these kind of figures. So these are fairly safe, although I wouldn't, recommend you keep it around your kids or your animals. So we see he's got the hole in his head there. Sometimes you'll get plastic bits that kind of shoot up. You can just use your pliers to pull those off. That's absolutely fine. So again, we're going to want the eyelet, which is here. Just going to pick one of those out. Put that back down. Again, hook it straight onto the end of your pliers so you don't lose them. And then we're going to put it into Buzz's head. Again, you'll see the tip disappear when you know it's in the right place, and then just twist. So it's nice and easy. There isn't much resistance there, so I can just shake him around if I need to. Again, I would leave a little bit of a gap for when you decide to open your eyelet. Now with the other ones, we could put a lot of pressure on the toy itself to open the eyelet. With these ones, because they're more hollow, you're going to want to put the side of your finger at the side of the eyelet, so that when you go to open it, you're not putting too much pressure on the toy, because it could break the eyelet and then you'll have a broken eyelet and a toy you can't do much with. So we've opened that there. And again, you don't have to open these massively, because the actual hook you're going to be putting inside is quite small. You just have to open it enough to get that hook in. So we're just going to go for a black keychain. Let's close this one. And you'll see here that we're actually going to put it on this bit. So we just need to hook this through. Like that. And again, you're going to want to hold it so you can close the eyelet. You see that's nice and closed. Sometimes they twist a little bit when you close them, so I just make sure yours hasn't twisted. Actually, we could probably close that one a little bit more. Just give it a squeeze. If you need to, just use your thumb to keep it in place so it doesn't twist. And now we can twist him. So, I mean, you could add other things to this if you wanted to add a tassel or any other accessories. You can make, a big bunch or a small bunch. It can just be the singular one. And when you're ready, just tighten that up. And with these ones, unlike with the earrings, it doesn't matter too much about where the keychain sits. So you just tighten it until you're happy that if it does open for any reason, if it gets tugged, the string isn't going to come out. So you'll see there still kind of a gap which you can see, so we're just going to tighten it up a bit more. And I always keep in my mind for these, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Nice little one there. So if you ever wonder which way you need to turn it, that tells you. Oh, that's one of my lights just falling down. So we can probably still do a couple more turns for that. And I wouldn't turn too much because you don't want to get it embedded and then, it's difficult. So I would say that is probably good enough. Let's untangle that. We're just going to turn it so it's facing. Then now if that opens for whatever reason, that isn't going to come off. So I'm just going to sort out the light that fell. If you can just bear with me for a moment, please. I was thinking I was clever and getting all my lights set up, and one of them fell. Let's try and get that back to where it was. I'm using blue tack and stuff to hold it up because I wanted it in a very specific position. Obviously didn't work very well. I'm really worried it's going to fall. Okay, that looks stable. We'll see if that falls again. I'm so sorry about that. So yeah, so that's how I make my keychains. That's how I make my earrings. Now all of these will be on my Etsy shop for anyone who's interested. And like I say, I sanitize everything in between. I've got little wipes off to the side so I can just sanitize my hands, make sure everything's good. And yeah. Hi Jiro. It's been a while. How are you? I'm doing something a little bit different today. I still am opening toys. I'm also showing how I make my earrings and my keychains. So I've just sanitized my hands again, just so you know, you guys know it's all there. So yeah, I think this was something like $5.99. That's my light again. That wasn't very stable at all. These stands for the lights aren't very good. Where can I put this? What if I hook it there? Is that alright? That lighting isn't too bad, is it? That should be fine. I'm just glad you couldn't, like, it isn't my camera this time that I've knocked over. Although it does make this a little bit more awkward. I feel a little bit more squished in. So yeah, that's how to make those. So I'm just going to open something else that Blue Lily sent me. They sent me loads of stuff. So this is another one of the cablings. This is Justice League. I obviously want Joker because that's my favourite, or Harley Quinn. Let's open this. And we have, who do we have? It's stuck in there. Oh, we have Aquaman. Oh, I think he's one of the rare ones too. He is. That's very cute. Thank you, Blue Lily, for sending those to me. She is fantastic. So we're going to put him with the Spider-Man we opened at the back, but we're not going to make anything out of those. So we'll just put him there so you can see it. So is there anything that you want to see me turn into a keychain or some earrings? Say I have a lot in the bag. If there's anything in particular you want to see me make into earrings, then please let me know. Obviously these are things I've made before, so we have all different keychains in here. We have a woody keychain. We have some dragon keychains. Little tiger. And then we have our gorilla earrings that we made too. So there is a lot in there. I just kind of do these in between sessions. We'll just put that back there. So if there's anything in the bag you want to see me make, I could probably make 2 more sets in the time we've got left. So they take between 5 to 10 minutes to make, depending on what you're making. It's not too bad. And all of this is self-learned, by the way, so this is just stuff that I've come across and my best tips. So if you think for any reason, you know, I'm doing it wrong or you've seen it done a better way, absolutely do it the other way. This is just my self-learned. Here you go, Jiro. We've got this dragon. So you see here, this one's going to be a bit more complicated because we've got the raised wings, but they're not going to be very stable for a keychain. So what we're actually going to want to do is down his back. So we're probably going to want to do the first spine. That looks to be the highest point of his back. And that's going to be his kind of center of gravity, if you will. That's also going to give him the best view for when you have him as a keychain. Yeah, I mean, Toy Surprise, you've got so many mini brand duplicates and things. That'd be great to turn into earrings. So now that we've decided where we're going to do, because I think his head would be too far forward and he's got all of these spikes, we probably don't want to do in between the lines here because this is actually a connection line. So we're going to want to do closer to the spine, closer to the spike there. So we're going to go for that. Now these ones are more solid than the Toy Story 4 ones. So let me just get a good grip there. Drill in. These are tougher, but you can always tell when you've got your drill in there. Hi Blue Lily. I was just opening some of the things you sent in between making my keychains. And now we're just twisting this out. And you can see some of the plastic starting to come out too from where we've drilled. And you'll see that's actually kind of stuck to his hole. So we just use the plier there just to get rid of the extra bits. So you can see his hole. It's not too obvious, but you'll see it's better than where it was connected because it could have made his wings come loose. So now that that's there, we are going to take one of the eyelets. We're going to take our pliers, which I've put down to the side. And we're just going to hook the eyelet into the pliers. Make sure that's fairly stable. And then you're going to want to, and now this is going to be difficult because of his wings. So we're going to try and fold his wings back and get this eyelet in. If we can't do it with the pliers, we can use our fingers. So I would just be careful of these because they're so small. You're going to want to really hold it at its very tip. And we're just going to do this just to get it initially in, and then we can use the pliers to tighten it. So just give it a few twists. If you need to, turn the dragon instead of the hook. And again, you just need to put a bit of pressure on there to get it into your hole. Try again with the pliers, because that's a very fiddly one. There goes my light again. So he's on there. He's on the eyelet. So we're just going to take the hook out for now, just so you can see. It's a little bit wonky, but that's nothing we can't fix. So let me just fix my light for a second. I'm going to have to try and re-secure that somehow. Are you going to stay? Not going to stay, are you? It really doesn't want to behave today. I've actually got two lights. So I've got one one this side and then one this side. So I'm afraid, guys, it's gonna have to go at the back, and you're gonna see it. It's gonna make all my lighting look weird. There we go. We'll just have to go there for now. Sorry. So now that we have that in there, we can actually take the pliers now. It doesn't have to be hooked in. And we can just straighten it out as we're twisting it and putting it in better. So you see it straighten out as we've changed the angle, and that just gave us a little bit more. So now we just need to open the eyelet again. If you can't open it from one side, just try the other. And again, you don't need to open it too much, just enough to get your keychain in. I don't like that light there. There, any better? That's better. So yeah, just enough to get the keychain in. So we're just going to pick another black keychain from our bag. And we're just going to hook that into our eyelet. Then once that's in there, we just need to close it again with our pliers. See, the angle's a bit awkward, but we've still managed to close the eyelet. Just give it another little squeeze closed. It's so difficult to try and do this without, because I'm looking through the camera rather than at the item I'm doing. But that must show you how easy it is to do. I can do this through a lens and without directly looking. So now that that's done, we just need to tighten it up again. So we're just going to squeeze the eyelet and turn. Turn until you start feeling some resistance. So I felt some resistance there, but it was more against the spike. So we're going to go a little bit further. And you should be able to judge when it's nice and tight. So I think that's a good tightness there. You can see that it's really embedded in. And there we go. We have our dragon keychain. So if I just tug that, really pulling, you can see it's in there nice and tight. There you go. You have all day. I unfortunately don't have all day, but thank you. I don't know if it'd be interesting if I just sat here all day making stuff, because I wouldn't talk to anyone. I would just be really quiet. So we've done a Care Bear set of earrings, we've done a keychain dragon, and we did a keychain Buzz Lightyear. So I'm going to do some nanobites next, because I've not done a nanobite before. I don't know how easy these are to drill in, so you'll be learning with me. Let's see, what do we have? We have some TVs. Let's make a set of TV earrings. So there's our bag back. Oh, thank you, that's so very kind of you to say. I hate the sound of my voice, but I always thought, oh, you guys like it, I could do it for you guys. So here's our two TVs. So again, for these, actually a good place is probably just behind the antennas or between the TV antennas. It's just a natural kind of spot for these. You wouldn't want to go too far back here because it would just look too obvious. So in between the antennas is a good one. These obviously have the code at the back. So we are just going to drill in between there. And let's see how easy this is, because these are quite soft and squishy. So I'm wondering if they'll drill well. So again, just got the palm of my hand pressed into there and using my fingers to turn the drill. Feels like it's gone in quite nicely. Let's see. It's on there. I couldn't really feel where the drill was though, so all of that is just my eye. And you can probably see I went very far. I probably went about this deep. So much deeper than I needed to. But we don't have any of the plastic spurts that usually come out from the other ones. So that's good. So that's one TV drilled. So here is the other TV again. We're just going to go in between the antennas. Always try and keep it in the same place, especially when you're making earrings. Just makes it easier for the person who's going to wear them. And we are just going to drill. It's funny, you can see the antennas wiggling when I drill into it. So that's probably about as far as I need to go for this one. I could go in further, but I don't really need to. And you just at more at risk, especially for the tougher plastics, of breaking your drill bit, which I've done a few. So now that they're both got their drill holes, we can put in the eyelets. So again, we just need 2 eyelets. Oh, they fell because I was a little bit tilted. Let's just put a couple of those back in. And you can actually see on the desk, I've got some orange bits here. So this is from our Care Bears. So I would just say, just keep note in between, clean up your desk as you need to. The bits aren't, you know, toxic or anything. They're just annoying really when you've got a lot of them to work with. Oh, thank you very much, Giro. Honestly, I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be with you guys, doing what I love doing. I don't need loads and loads of views. Just a few nice comments every now and then is enough for me. So we've got our eyelet on the end of our pliers. And we just need to put that in there. Because it is between the antenna, it's a little bit fiddly, but not as bad as the dragon was. So I just keep that in mind when you're doing these. Some of them can be quite fiddly. Now, I am getting a lot of